Yeah. Did mommy take off her coat? Did KL take off her coat? This morning and the night. All right. I'm on the road heading back to New York. Hey, Sister Poole. So, Gina, this is for you. I'm not going to stay on too long, but I want to be able to explain what I was saying. Okay. If you were watching Regina Poole's scope, she said now again, this is not what they're advocating, getting it in, but if you're dating and you and that particular person decide to take it there and y'all decide to become adult with it, be physical with it, okay. The question was the next morning. Now, Gina said, no breakfast, get your clothes, you gotta go. I said, cook them breakfast or cook her breakfast and get out. Wow, get out. I said, go ahead and make them breakfast. But make sure the conversation is clear is that breakfast is an extension of what we just did. Not what's going to be going on for the rest, so there's no misunderstanding. Make sure the communication is clear, because I think what happens is that we tend to allow folks to elaborate in their mind of what something. Good afternoon. Hello, guys. Hello. If I'm in his house, I'm leaving before he wakes up. See, you don't have to do all of that. See, here's my thing. You don't have to leave no note on the pillow. That's fantastic in a movie. And listen, if I did work, I want to be able to see you the next morning and look at you like, yes, that was some great work. And then we can have a meal, but then understand that after the meal, if it was what it was, be clear about it. Have that conversation. Have the adult conversation of, I had a great time with you, enjoyed being with you, but I do want you to understand, I don't know what this is going to be. Now, if the person goes, wow, really? Yes. Okay, cup of coffee, that's fine. It don't have to, okay. Sit down and have the cup of coffee. All right, you can have the cup of coffee. If you don't make the full breakfast, that's fine. But if he did what he was supposed to do, sister, if he did what he was supposed to do, you're going to want to eat anyway. So I'm just saying, go ahead and have that meal with him. Y'all go out and get breakfast, whatever. But let him know I should still be asleep then. Well, you got to wake up at some point, even if, listen, we're not 20 anymore. So at some point, you're going to wake up. You don't want him to kill you with it. Not literally, anyway. I'm just saying, when you get up, might be the afternoon, who knows what type of night you had, whatever. But when you sit down and have that coffee, or you decide to have whatever you have, make sure the communication is clear. 47 is not the new 27. I'm sorry. For women, maybe. Not for dudes. Not for dudes. And any dude that's lying to himself, brother, don't do it. 47 is not the new 27. 47 is the 47. That's what I'm going to tell you. The best thing you can do is hopefully, do what you got. Communication is definitely the key. Because you want that person to know. Because I think what happens in listening to what a lot of people talk about is, if there wasn't a planned night, it's almost like shame is kicking in. So I don't want to even talk about or have a conversation about what we just did. So let's almost just not even bring it up. And then, no, because if you had some drinks, if you had some emotions that came to the forefront because you haven't been out on a date in a while and he was smelling good or she was smelling good, whatever it was, and you took it there as adults, communication the next morning is so clear, because you may not be ready for anything that after this. That person needs to know that. Now, I don't know what you said before y'all got to that point. I don't know what he was saying, what you were saying before y'all decided to get horizontal. But that needs to be cleared up too. Clear it all up before the person is out. This way, you ain't got to worry about 9,000 texts about when we gonna get back together, or I'm looking forward to. No. Let's put this on the table right now. I had too many drinks. I wilded out. You got lucky. I don't know what we're going to do going forward. I'm just being very real with it. Now, if the person tries to hit you with the emotional blackmail, didn't you enjoy yourself? We got to talk about it. Write that down, yes, because I'm in the car. So please write that down. So you said that you don't want the emotional blackmail of, didn't you enjoy yourself? Yes, I did, but that has nothing to do with. But yo, definitely listen. It also had, like I said, a lot of it has to do with what led up to the night, what led up to the session. If the person that said yes was, men don't believe that we mean what we say. It doesn't make a difference what they believe, because if you told them directly what it's going to be, that's it. Listen, I ain't got to take your calls because we did something. If I say it was one night, my head was all over, that's why you got to be honest. Say, look, I don't even know what I was thinking last night. Had a great time, but I'm going to be real with you. I don't even want to go there anymore. And it's not because I didn't enjoy myself. It's because that's not what I'm about. Tell the truth. And if the person gets offended because they were misled, I'd rather you be upset now than me trying to figure, but get out of here. But no, you got to go. Listen, you're not going to hang out all day. No. I'm with you there, sister. If it was just if that's where y'all took it, yes, then you gotta. That's why I said have the meal, but as I'm taking the plate or as I'm taking the coffee cup back, listen, this is where you got to be. Listen, I love women that are straight up truthful about. When I was out dating, my wife is sitting right here next to me. See, look, she right there. She's not feeling well, so I ain't gonna show a picture. Look, she beating on me for even trying to show a picture. I was one of the most arrogant dudes in the world. But the one thing I came to love in women was women that would be straight up tell me what it is. I'm not soft at heart. So if you go, thank you, but you got to go, cool. I would say, am I going to hear from you again? No, I don't think so. All right, cool. Hit off situation work, going about my business. You got to be real with it if you're going to be real with it. Because if not, come on. And there's a lot of dudes that may not accept what women say. You know what? That is the reason why you just simply, you don't have to take a call. Right, princess? She back there singing. But you got to communicate. Also, when I was dating, communication was so key because at the beginning, I'm going to let you know where I am. She's singing, exactly. I'm going to let you know where my head is at. So if you decide to get with me, I don't want to hear later on, well, no. I told you at the beginning, this is where I am. This is what I'm doing. If you decide to put me on, you can't get mad at me because you thought things would be differently and I didn't become that if I told you up front what I was. See, that's why I try to get dudes to stop lying. There are women out here that are not as clingy as you think. A lot of that is in your head because you done messed with a lot of weak women. There are a lot of women out here that got themselves together that if you just lay it on the table, put your cards on the table and say, this is what I'm giving, this is what I'm willing to deal with, now what's up? Some women will look at it and say, okay, we can do this, this, and this, and go from there.
Drink your juice, baby.
Not all the time. Not all the time. Not all the time. I mean, the better liars understand that y'all women's radar is sharp. So we really have to be on our game. And actually, my daughter's actually helped me scope. And actually, it is you gifted women that help us, well, me as a former player, I am no longer that, don't even consider that. It was you gifted women that helped me tighten up my game, because if I could get past the defenses of a gifted woman, a lesser woman didn't stand a chance. And that's the reason why I'm so busy in trying to help women understand what guys like me used to be, is that you don't have to worry about the common thirsty dude. The common thirsty dude, he's going to be out there, he's going to be chasing with reckless abandon, he's going to be obvious. It is the dude who will fake a whole relationship. It is the dude who will go through all of the steps like he's really digging you, where he'll do all the things that a man that is in a real relationship should do, while the whole time he has no idea. He has no regard for what's going on. He actually has 5, 6 of these relationships going at the same time. He'll actually work it all. He'll intertwine it all together. So his days off with you are his days. But anyway, so sister, I agree with you that a cat would have to go, but the reason why you have that coffee or have that meal is because you want to make sure that when the person leaves your presence, if you took it there for the first time a little sooner than you was planning, you want, no, I know you was joking. I'm saying, but you want to make sure, to anyone that was listening, to make sure that that brother or sister knows what this is before they get on the bus, before they get in their car, before they get in the cab, their Uber, whatever. That they know what it is. I don't want you at work thinking, oh my God, I found the partner of my life. No, you found a bottle of Moscato. We both did. And now that my head is clear, so you have to make sure that it's not the drink or not the atmosphere or the fact that a person might have been on a 2, 3, 4 year hiatus and your Jean-Paul Gaultier was reeking to the degree that senses were just shut off. So yes, sometimes a nice smelling cologne and a nice bottle or whatever can override senses. So you want to make sure that it wasn't those ancillary things and that it was actually a real connection. And sometimes when you've been on hold, and the funny thing is men won't admit when they've been in a dry spell. And so the reason why they won't admit is because they don't want it to seem like they're thirsty. And so their radar might be a little off too. And they just jump on the first thing moving. At this point, if you're north of 30, really shouldn't be nothing going on. Okay, I definitely will. There should be nothing going on that is not with some type of purpose. I'm gonna be very real. If you're north of 30, you should be dating with a purpose. Stages or phases of day. Oh yeah, listen. I was doing some work last night. I'll definitely get on and check it. But I'm just gonna say purposeful dating. It solves so many problems because, and you shouldn't have any problems with telling the person what's your purpose for dating, because you might not want to climb in this car with me when I tell you why I date, when I tell you what my focus is. Hello. Because I'm going to put it out there because there's no reason to hide, because if what I want is a wife or what I want is a husband, put that on the table. Now, it doesn't mean that we're trying to scare anybody away, but what it is that you're being real with it. And as Sister just said, it is all about communication, but it's also, okay, I don't know what that means. You might have to clean that up for me. But what you might have to do, and not what you might have to do, what you have to do is make sure that you're speaking from a comfortable position within yourself. If you're not comfortable within yourself, you really shouldn't be out dating anyway. Because you got to be able to sit across somebody and make sure they understand who you are, what you are, and what direction you're going in. And that's what I mean by purposeful dating. If you're out just playing the field because things just haven't worked, be real about that. Let me tell you something, there's nothing sexier than a sister who can sit across you and say, I'm comfortable with mine. This is what I'm after. And you go, really? And if she can bring it like she talking it, let me tell you. But that's another scope for after hours. It's the middle of the day, so we're not going to talk about that right now. But I'm just saying, you really got to be forward about your conversation. You really got to understand where you are and where you're coming from, because the person sitting across from you needs to hear that and needs to know that. Kotakabas, if I said that right. Hello, welcome. And you need to have that conversation, because this way you don't want doubt. You already have to deal with enough if you're going forward. Yeah, it looks like the smooth block is going to be in effect. Let me see if I can get the arm to move without anybody knowing. Oh, there we go. It's in position. Smooth blocking. That's what it's all about. But anyway, so sister, I am with you. And for any of the sisters that are returning back to the dating pool, it is so much about communication now, because who wants to deal with all that foolishness? Who wants to deal with somebody who doesn't have themselves together? And you know what? Make sure they know. And if you decide to wild out, you decide that, you know what, it's been a minute, I needed some. Okay, don't make it worse by being quiet now. You make sure as you holding his shoes, as Sister Poole was saying, as I walk him to the door with his shoes in hand, don't give him a chance. I'm doing good. Don't give him a chance to look for his shoes. I know they right here. Come on, let's go to the door, because you're getting a little too comfortable. Here's your shoes. Do you have gun? I got block. How about that? I don't need no gun. I got a block button. Anyway, So as you have their shoes, you walk up to the door and say, you know what, you have a wonderful evening. If that's what it's about. I always say, you know what, also, you know what, sister, we didn't talk about, if you have children, see, if you have children, then you got to go. So that's the other variable that we didn't talk about. Because if you got children, no. You know what it is? I don't know if it's the beard, the salt and pepper in my beard. I get all type of, excuse me, I'm getting over a cold. I get all type of trolls. I love them. Okay, good luck to you. Thank you. They do. And you know what's funny is that's not even an exaggeration. That's actually in real life too. But I don't mind. God built me this size for a reason. And I don't mind. No, I do not speak Russian. But yeah, I retract them all, sister. But it's okay. Like I said, in another scope, they actually help condition me to how to keep doing what I got to do and not be swayed by it. It actually is a skill that's developing quite nicely in reality. So actually, these scopes are actually helping with not reacting to some of the foolishness. See, I don't mind. You know what? Because sometimes I like to give them a little rope. I let them teeter out there on the edge for a little bit. Let them say a few things, and then it's funny when I go back to look at the analytics. I'll be looking at the comments when I'm reading all the different comments, and I'll see that the person just kept pushing, and then some just can't contain themselves. They just go ahead and jump off and just embrace the N-word as they're going off the edge into block universe. So it's like I'm going to say it and just jump in to the phantom zone. Okay, no problem. So it is what it is. But no, sister, you know, it's funny. I think June 4th is going to be exciting because we're going to be real. And we're going to have some real adult conversations from a spiritual and faithful platform too, but from a real live adult situation too. And if people come with their minds open, we're going to have some fun, because I think that's the thing that's missing right now. I think that's the thing that people are clamoring for, is folks to be able to sit down and let's say what's real. We tend to act like our bodies are not what they are. Yes, many of us are trying to walk a path to faith, but that doesn't mean that we're not out doing things that need to have conversations about. And I think folks are either scared to, or they're scared of who to turn to because they're not sure what response they're gonna get. I think we're gonna have some fun. It's crazy. Yes, baby. What's wrong? No, we're not gonna get up. We're getting ready to go. Someone asked me where church is invited. I said yes. No, it's not a church platform. It'll be discussed and it'll play a role in it, because I don't depart from faith in what I do. But I tell folks all the time, I can talk about my faith and still talk about the realities of what people are doing, and it'll just simply be a disclaimer of, this is not what I would say, this is not what I would do, but because you are a big black gangster and you're a fat black, there we go. There, I was wondering, I knew my man couldn't help himself. He thought about that one for a minute. He said, if I'm going into the phantom zone, I'm going all the way out. Anyway, but yeah, I think, yes, no sermons. Yes, we can go. No sermons. But I think that's the thing. I don't think you need sermons anymore. I think that's the reason why so many people have gotten distressed with church, is because the sermons are not coming with things of how they apply a lot. And that's my biggest thing is, as a teacher, yeah, I know that she back there having a ball. But listen, I'll be on later. I got some grad work to finish, and if I get the chance, I'll jump on. This is definitely a conversation I'd love to finish. But you have my number. You can call me when you need to, sister. I will talk to you. Well, listen, applying is what I live for, because actually it's what I'm about. Is being applicable is so important, because I think so many people are left without the how. They hear it, they understand, but they don't know how to do. They don't know the how, and they don't understand how it's connected. And I believe that's one of the things that I'm here for, is to show folks the how. It's because you can't go through the other 6 days of the week and not know exactly how to line yourself up with faith. Not so much your church, but line yourself up with the faith itself. And that's something that we definitely have to talk, because everything is intertwined with it. That's why I discuss it. But we'll definitely talk about it. Right, baby doll? You ready? All right, let me get on this road. I'm about an hour away from home. Just stopped to grab a little something, rest a little bit. So I will definitely jump on, sister, and everyone watching, please. June 4th. Wayne State University, Detroit, Michigan. Sister Regina Poole, as you see here in the scope. Myself, hosted, put together by Otis Bellinger, Greatness for You, here on Scope. Please check him out. I keep missing Otis's Scope. I realized I was on the road. I missed it. I got to definitely go back and listen to what the brother was saying, but I'll definitely check him out. But it's going to be a banger. You definitely got to be there. We're going to have some fun. Guys, have a wonderful afternoon. Talk to you soon.